don't know why I'm always so quiet. Try to speak up during the podcast. I'll try to launch a game. You might hear some music in the background for a second, but like I'll mute it right away.
Okay, it does when you're ready.
I'm assuming that Inquisitor's going to be hopping with us, or...
Yeah, I don't think he's on right now. I think he's having some problems right now.
Okay, let me just...
I'll ask about him afterwards.
There we go. Okay. So,
So we're doing this live or pre-recorded?
It'll be
we're doing
recorded.
this pre-recorded.
Ah,
Yeah. Papa G's gonna be the one recording it because I gave the podcast over to him.
Yeah.
So it's like training, I'd say.
yeah, except, I mean, you're not really getting anything in return. So Papa G stole it from you in that case.
Well, he offered. So...
Yeah.
Nope,
I
thievery. I
was
don't care what you say.
I know I was doing too many things at once. I need to give the podcast somebody else.
So, anyway, should I hit record and we'll start talking?
Go ahead.
I don't see why not.
Okay, a minute. So, Windows G. Hey. 3, 2, 1. Hello, beautiful fans of ours. Welcome back to the Global Gaming Podcast, where we have a very special guest on, our old boy Lethality. And, not supposed to be your cue. Kidding. Anyway, Lethality, and, like, we are here to ask him. He's here. We should have prepared better. But anyway, like, we brought him on so, like, we could ask him how his debate with JTech went recently.
Yeah.
So, how'd it
Man
go?
who debated
Go,
JTech
go.
had lived.
Yeah. So, how did he live? How did that go?
Well, for one thing, I didn't go in there trying to make an enemy. I went in there trying to learn something from him.
Okay.
Surprisingly, from a fanboy.
I can understand that. Like,
A lot of people have been telling me, "Oh, you lost that debate." Well, here's something about debate: you don't lose them. The point of a debate isn't to argue with each other and and basically measure each other's dicks. No, the point of debate is to show the audience why your line of thinking is better, or to make a certain group of people look better.
yeah, I think I.
And as most, my brother's talking in the background, but as most people as most people should know, that most people that went after JTech were these PC gamers that just discredit him, do all that. I wanted to show Jay that not all of us are bad. Not all of us enjoy making fun of others. I mean, hell, I became friends with him. You believe that?
Are you really friends now?
Yeah, check on Twitter. He followed me. He unblocked me and all that.
Oh my god.
Followed me. He added me on PS4. He added me on Steam. Hell, I gave him a game.
That's surprising.
I guess that means we're not allowed to associate with you anymore.
Oh, yeah. You're a funny guy. I like you. I'll kill you last.
Thanks. The funny part is you think I'm joking. Get off this podcast right now, you heathen.
All right, then that's it.
I'm joking. I am joking.
It's always nice when something happens that restores your faith in humanity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also,
Glad to
another
hear.
thing
So,
I've learned about him. Oh, sorry. Continue.
It sounds like the debate went really well, and I think that's probably the best way when.
A lot of PC gamers don't like how I treated the debate.
Why is that? Are you too nice to him, or like how?
I
haven't got a chance.
Some people said I was way too nice to him.
Okay.
First, I don't look. Most PS4 gamers already got the impression that PC gamers are a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
So why the hell would I go onto this debate, proving them right?
Fair enough. So you just wanted to like show that hey, we're nice people and whatnot.
I just wanted to have a community. I just wanted to have a talk with them. I didn't go in there to debate him, even though it was called a debate. I went in there to talk with him.
Okay. Fair enough. Just, I think I can respect that too. I think I definitely can respect that. Probably nicer than I would have been, but like, I can respect that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're saying, so what you're saying is like you didn't see any much point in debating him, so you just decided to try to be his friend and whatnot.
Yes.
Fair enough. Do you have any questions, Dolphin V?
No, that destroyed most of them. I was going to ask if it was as good as he thought it was going to be, or worse. Apparently, it was a lot better.
What I honestly expected was the same thing that happened with Fratanga and my friend Trism, where all JTech did was just interrupt them, not let him speak. I feel he's matured, I guess you can say.
Maybe that's because you were nicer to him and whatnot.
And also another thing is that a friend of mine named Crinogenic debated him before, and he asked him why, like, most of the things he believes are actually very pro-consumer. And he asked him, why does he make these videos that are so anti-consumer? And JTech said it this way. He enjoys getting attention from the PC side of things. So essentially what he's been doing with me, V, and everyone else that makes videos on him, he's been trolling us this entire time.
I had a feeling he might be trolling, but oh my god, my game is glitching like freaking crazy on my end. Oh my god. Sorry people at home for they have to see this. Back on topic.
Just trolling us.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was a troll to a degree, but I don't regret like things that I said about him only because like it was a minute like. I don't know. I can't speak for V, but like most of the things I said about him, like say for a few things, I don't regret because it was more so less about Jane, more so about people in general. Because like I haven't met people as bad as Jane, but I've met a lot of people who
think his line of thinking.
Yeah, have similar lines of thinking or are just as retarded. So most of what I said, I still kind of stand by to a degree. Just replacing Jane with a whole lot of other different types of people.
He has some misconceptions, but he's not a complete idiot.
Like so it's like a factually proven here now JTech is a troll, right?
As I said right here, he is a troll.
Yep.
I think I can respect that on some levels. You know, sometimes it's fun to just rile people up and whatnot. I mean, my fate, like it's hard how to put it. How do I put this in words? Like sometimes trolling I think can be really hilarious. Other times it can just be kind of obnoxious. Like well, here's my question: if JTech is a troll, why does he block so many people?
I asked him about this, and well, his response I didn't really like, but it's a valid reason. Because he can.
Okay.
That's what he told me. Because I can.
Fair enough. Sounds like
I honestly I kept going at him about it, like how can you block people that have never even spoken to you, and he's just like, because I can. Like all right.
So he's in a way kind of I'm not sure if he's a shitty troll or a good troll then, because aren't like really good trolls like about getting attention for themselves, but like
I mean, think about it. What's the best way to get someone's attention? By blocking them and having them complain about them all over the internet.
Fair enough.
I mean, which is fairly genius.
Yeah.
Here, there, I'm just giving him too much credit.
Yeah.
Well,
you never
for
know.
me,
Maybe
he
we'll
blocked
have
me, and I just paid him no attention. So, not sure just exactly how effective it was.
It affected most people. I mean, you've seen freaking. Hang on. That's good. Like you've seen how Fratanga, I can say Rags, Top Hats, just name all these people who have basically just said, "Why should I take this person seriously? Just block me for no damn reason."
Yeah.
And every single one of those videos, even my own videos, I've mentioned how he did that.
Yeah, but to be fair though, like a lot of times it was like I think the reason why a lot of them had that position was because from their perspective he was just correcting him lightly on some things, and he just like blocked him or whatnot. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how to answer that. Do you have an answer, V? Or were we all bamboozled and idiots? And do we owe JTech TV an apology?
Not really. No, I wouldn't go that far.
We don't need to apologize to the man. All right, we don't. You don't need to be sucking his dick that hard. All right.
Fair enough. Okay, I was worried for a bit.
Hell, I didn't apologize to him for any of the videos I made.
I think that's probably fair.
I mean,
One thing I did ask him to do. One thing I did ask him to do for me, which I 100% believe he'll do for me, is I know V has this game. It's called The Vagrant.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very fun game that I feel that needs more attention. And I gifted him the game. It was like $4 or whatever. I gifted him the game, telling him, "Hey, you know what? This is a really fun game. I think you should bring it more to attention." And he looked at it and he was like, "This seems like one of those games that could possibly make it to PS4." And I thought, what if we got a whole, if PS4 gamers, if we had like some people that do PS4 content talk about this game, maybe it'll give incentive to the developers that say, "Hey, there's a market for this game on our platform, on that platform."
That sounds like a really cool idea and something that I'll definitely look into. The Vagrant.
Yeah.
And be sure if anyone else listening to this, be sure to look into the Vagrant. I'm sure, judging the Sality's taste, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a great game. At least so
I
far.
I'm still working on a review for it. It's been in the work for like 2 to 3 months.
Well, it is a pretty long game.
Oh yeah, I know.
So
For it to be in early access and only $4, bruh.
I have a should we move on from the JTech TV thing? Because if we can, I have a very important question I need to ask you.
Yeah, you can keep going. I asked him a couple questions.
Okay, fair. Wait, what's that? Like, you have a couple questions, or?
No, I asked him a couple questions. Not that I.
But anyway, I have a very important question to you about a very important topic that's not related to JTech TV. Can I ask you it?
Depends on what is it, personal or.
I guess it's personal to a degree, but it's something that we all must grip with in modern day humanity, as
All right.
we mature as humans and we address this question. You know, you've been very vocal in stuff, lethality. Now, I disagree with you or agree with you about your opinion that traps are gay, are not gay.
Okay. Now them's fighting words, and hang on. I'm gonna have to steady up my smacking hand. You keep talking like that.
Oh,
No, let
am
me,
I
like,
gonna have to get the
like, do you
boxing
think-
bell for you too?
No, like, alright, no, I'm just asking, do you think traps are gay, or are traps not gay?
All right, look. Here's my line of thinking.
This isn't the
Here's
crux of
my-
the question. This isn't the crux of my question. It's just more of like a part one to the question. Like, my real question is coming up.
Okay. If you know that that it has a dick, then yes, it's gay. If you know that it's not, if you know that it's there, it's gay. If you don't, no.
Well, like, here's what my question I was going to ask is it gay if you see, like, you kind of answered already, but, like, this is a question I want to ask all of you at home and myself included. That is it gay if you know it's a dude, but you still would, like, fully hit that? I think, yeah, it is gay, but at that point, I would argue it doesn't matter. Because, like, does it matter? Because in all ways, that is the ideal partner, except for their private parts, you know?
Yeah.
Damn it, I was hoping this would be a funny hour-long debate, but ruined it, Lethality, you're a ruiner.
Oh yeah, I'm the ruiner. Yeah, Mr. You who think traps are not gay. I mean, are gay. Shit.
No, I don't think traps are gay. I think they are not gay.
Mm.
Due to, like, what men, like, and women are, on average, attracted to.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
I
I'm not
feel like
saying-
V is getting uncomfortable right now. I just am going.
I think that's just the sound he makes, or maybe he is uncomfortable. I don't know. You can never tell us him.
No, we've had
Okay,
weirder
well, in that
debates
case-
on this podcast before. Don't worry.
You know what? I have a better debate, one that I think is gonna that'll ruffle a few more feathers. If this goes bad, then I'll edit this out. But you know what? Screw it. This is something I didn't tell V, but this is a question that's been kicking around in my head for a couple days now. I have to ask: Who do you think would have a bigger penis? Muhammad or Jesus?
That's a good
Hmm.
question.
My opinion, I'm very passionate about this, but in my opinion, I think it'd be Muhammad. Because, like, the whole thing with Muhammad is that you're not allowed to depict him. He is just this invisible entity and whatnot. So Muhammad can be whatever you imagine, you're just not allowed to draw him. So in my imagination, he has like 100-foot tall cock. So, and that easily.
Why 100 foot tall? You know what, he's just walking across the desert, just
How
having
the
that thing
hell would you
dragged
walk
behind
with
him.
that thing?
I don't know. He's
Yeah, he's been hanging out with all them kids and stuff. Jeez.
I don't know. He's Muhammad.
Imagine,
he finds a
yeah,
way.
He just-
no,
he's just-
sex would be
he's just
awful
doing
with
them like-
that.
He's just putting them under like a shish kebab. Jesus Christ.
Like why?
I mean,
why not?
100
What's wrong
foot
with
tall. I
Muhammad?
mean, I'm trying to imagine getting that thing hard. I mean, you'd be passing out, all the
So
blood being
that's-
taken from your
So
brain.
that's what they. So that's what.
Well,
So
like,
that's
look,
what they used to
he's-
take down the
he
Twin
is
Towers.
He is Muhammad. He's God's chosen one. I think it's been a while since I've combed over the Bible or the whatever. I'm getting all my religious texts screwed up. Point is, he is holy, and he is like he can do miracles and whatnot. So like, why is it out of the realm that he'd somehow be able to have a 100-foot cock and still be able to live? Why is that out of like we're going on religious logic, and how is that against the rules?
Even
Probably
religions
gonna
have logic and rules, Papa G.
Surprisingly.
Do they though?
Yeah, they do.
Because like there's some shit in like I'm not saying there isn't shit that makes sense in the Bible. There's some good message. Oh, this is controversial. There are some messages in the Bible that are good. A lot of them are awful.
Well,
But,
how's
like
that
some of
controversial?
there's shit. Well, just because just saying, I know me just saying there are some things in the Bible that are good will probably piss people off or whatnot and think that I'm.
Well, look, it's
There
wrong
will
to
probably-
nail a guy to a cross and leave him to die. What's so controversial about that? That's a good message.
Well, I'm worried people are going. I'm worried when I say, oh, it's like some things in the Bible are okay. People are going to interpret that as me saying, oh, so you think gay people should be stoned, or oh, you think mixed
Oh hell yeah!
are bad, or blah blah blah. And I'm worried that people are going to just skip to that conclusion or whatnot.
Okay, Papa G, let me tell you a secret about people. The only people who honestly think that way are ancient, old, and on their way out of this world. Anyone young who
My
tells
point
you
is-
that, they know what you're really saying, they just choose to interpret it that way out of maliciousness. So don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the Gary V video I showed you, just don't care.
Well, well, anyway, some things in the Bible are somewhat smart and pretty all right messages. Other parts, not so much. And like one part, as I just mentioned, is if you mix fabrics, you should fucking die or whatnot. Like, does that make sense? Does
If you
that
what?
make any logical sense? I'm saying, like the Bible says, like you're saying, there's logic and internality to the Bible. Where's the logic and internality about mixing fabrics and whatnot?
I don't recall that being there, but I'll take your word for it.
No, you don't believe me? That's really not New Testament, but in the Old Testament it says that like if you mix fabrics, you deserve to be stoned to death, and that if you like work on a Sunday, I can't remember what it said if you work on a Sunday, but something bad happens if you work on a Sunday.
Mhm.
I just realized we're probably gonna piss off quite a few people with this. Oops.
Okay, fine, we'll end it I'll end it like this to try and end the argument. Most of the Old Testament was written during times of war, so there's a lot of violence in there. And most of the reliefs you see in the Old Testament are just a reflection of the time it was written and not the whole Bible. Let's move on to something else.
Well,
Okay,
well
now,
first, before
back-
you move on, I have
no.
to ask, Saudi, you've
Yeah,
been very
the
quiet about
Christianity
it.
had its reform, unlike Islam. How about that? There, done.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Okay, good. Lethality has solved that problem.
Fine.
Alright, so to
Fine,
both
but
of
we
you,
didn't
here's a good question I wanted to ask. What would Konami
didn't
have
finish
to
what-
do to get you to forgive them?
Wait, no, we're not done yet. We didn't reach the original.
We're
goal
done
of the
now. If you
question.
keep talking, I got a gun ready.
I have to know which has a bigger penis, Muhammad or Jesus. This is very important to me.
Well,
Okay,
first
for
off,
research reasons.
unlike Jesus, Muhammad didn't die. So and since Jesus is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, that would be like 6 inches times like 30.
Okay, well.
Good. Lethality wins.
So to
That's right.
prevent-
Screw you, Islam. Well, no, wait.
to prevent this debate from taking another several hours, I'll concede for now, but this isn't over.
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
it's over
yes,
now, boy.
Now, yes, and now let's Allahu Akbar this debate and get back to my question. Okay,
If
to
Dolphin
both of
V
you,
wasn't interrupting this debate, I would win.
what would Konami have to do to get you to forgive them for any of the crap they pulled? Let's get to that.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
I have a decent idea, but what about you, Lethality?
What would Konami have to do for me? Sell their company to me so I can actually run it better.
Well, that would definitely be something. I mean, Lethality in
That'd be
charge
a
of
thing.
Konami. What would that look
Well,
like?
what is something that they'd realistically have to do in order to earn your
Realistically, okay. All right. All right, realistically, let me think. Maybe make some remastered versions of the old Metal Gear games, including Metal Gear Revengeance, and make it available for PC.
I would say for me it would be make Metal Gear Revengeance 2, and I don't know, just release like maybe remastered or like just ports of older Metal Gear games for like PC and newer consoles and whatnot. And I don't know what else. And I guess like start making actual video games again instead of just
Pachinko machines. Yes.
Pachinko.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd be a bit easier. Okay, get some of the old Castlevania games onto the PC. I mean, Symphony of the Night, especially. Just put that in the PC, Konami. Seriously, you don't have to remaster it. You don't have to up-res it. Just Symphony of the Night on PC. I mean, I would love you. I'd forgive you for everything you ever did. Konami, just do that. Why won't you? You're just sitting on money. Why are you just sitting on it?
Yeah, it's like you just release all the Metal Gear Solid. Like I know some of the Metal Gear Solid games are PC, but if you release like an all-in-one package, you don't even have to remaster them for me. You can just like port them, whatever. Like I'd be down with that. I'd buy it. Probably not right away because I'm like a guy who like loves to like wait it out and wait till things are like really cheap because I'm a cheapskate. But I would buy it eventually. So some people would,
Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, Capcom is ahead of the game on this, Konami. Why can't you follow suit?
Yeah, I mean, like, let's look at them. They released Resident Evil 7. They released, they're releasing Devil May Cry 5 soon. And, it's gonna be cool. Oh, speaking of Devil May Cry 5, Lethality, have you ever played the DMC reboot?
Nope.
Okay. Well, you don't need to know it for this, like, one little... while I was browsing the other day, I came across an old, article defending the original Devil May Cry... original DMC games against the Devil May Cry games. And, like, I came across one that was saying, like, the weapons are better, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, some of the weapons in the original Devil May Cry was really stupid. I mean, like, having a guitar that shoots bats is just lame. All I have to say to that person is like, how in what galaxy is a guitar that fucking shoots baseball bats lame? Like, if that's your definition of lame, what's your definition of cool then?
Don't question it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, we're talking about Capcom and whatnot.
Well, I was originally saying that Konami is way behind Capcom in this game. I don't know why they're not trying to mimic them.
Well, I just think they're just not interested in making video games anymore.
But they're still making Yu-Gi-Oh, though.
I guess. Like, that's like it. Where's Silent Hill? Where's like any of their other big IPs that they used to be known for?
Mm-hmm. Especially Castlevania. Come on, look, we do have a few Castlevania games on the PC, I'll give you that, but they weren't made by Konami, they were made by somebody else.
Yeah, where's Metal Gear Solid? Oh yeah, it's in right there in Metal Gear Survive.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's another question that I think you came up with, Dolphin.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Oh yeah. What would EA do to get you back on their side?
Ooh.
EA. There's nothing. There is absolutely nothing they could do to get me back on their side.
Well, they could part the Red Sea. Okay, enough. No more religious jokes. But what could they really do to get me on their side?
Be like, just be like, has their daughter have her first blood?
It's like I'm trying to think, but it's like anything somewhat good that EA did, EA didn't really do. It was just like their developers that like luckily made a good game.
Bring back Visceral Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess like
Make a better reboot the frickin' what's it? Dead Space. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
And
like
And actually make it good.
Bring back Amy. Like, will they like should? Do they have to also bring back Amy Hennig as well for the Visceral Games Star Wars project, or should they just bring back Visceral Games? Period.
I'd say just bring us back a good Star Wars story, because all the current ones so far in the movies have been crap.
Fair enough. Well, like this is the thing. It's like whether they have good or bad. Well, like I guess to a degree, EA influences that, but it's like most of the good shit that EA is associated with. I really have a feeling. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any proof of this, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out like they had barely anything to do with that. Like,
Yeah.
like
And give
like,
us back the On the House service.
Like Titanfall 2.
Oh yeah,
like,
that's gonna be good.
Titanfall 1 and 2, that was made like before like the company was officially under EA. BioWare went to shit around the time they were absorbed by EA. Like a lot of every time EA gets deeply involved in anything, it just goes to shit, you know.
And you can apologize for Mass Effect Andromeda as well.
Oh, actually, you know what, better yet, get rid of Mass Effect Andromeda. It never happened.
Yeah, we strike it from the canon. It doesn't exist. It never happened. What's Mass Effect Andromeda? We don't know. It never
There's
happened.
There's only three Mass Effect games. What the hell are you talking about? Ryder, who's that guy? All I know is the Commander Shepard.
Oh, some people want to ignore Mass Effect 3 exists though.
But compared Mass Effect 3 to Andromeda, makes Mass Effect 3 looks like a godsend.
Yeah.
I really gotta play.
As offensive as Mass Effect 3 is, it has nothing on Mass Effect Andromeda.
I really have to play Mass Effect Andromeda just to see if it really is as awful as everyone's saying it is. Because back in the day, I was like massively into Mass Effect. Like I still like it to this day, but it was like I was like really into it back in the day when they were coming out and whatnot. So I want to see if it really is as awful as people say it is, or if it's just mediocre.
You're right.
Yeah,
it's worse.
I won't. My face is tired.
My fingers hurt.
Okay, here's the thing: you don't even have like either bring back Mass Effect or make it actually good or something. Like, I even have a good concept for you guys. Do a prequel that takes place when the humans first were fighting with the Turians. I mean, I know there wouldn't be a lot of wiggle room there, but it's something. It's a start. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or you can reboot it, or I don't know, or maybe don't do any of Mass Effect, but make a new game that's actually good. You know.
Fire the creative director of BioWare.
Yeah, what would you do?
No, that's it. Just fire her.
Why her specifically?
Ever heard of that girl? You know that girl that said that she was raped in GTA 5?
I know, yeah. I thought she was just.
That's her.
Oh.
I thought she was just a writer at BioWare. She wasn't the cool.
No, she's the creative director.
That really says a lot.
I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm like, yeah, she wrote the story, and he checked, and he's like, no, she didn't write the story. 3 veterans wrote the story. I'm like, all right, there's something's wrong. Looked her up, and I was like, wait a minute. So she didn't write the story, but she was the one that said, no, she was the one that made it up. She's like, yeah, you guys are gonna write this, and I won't let you leave this place until I like what I see.
Okay, how about this for BioWare? Make Mass Effect 4 continuing on from the ending where Shepard lives after he destroys the Reapers, and now he has to fight everyone else as everyone's fighting over resources since they poured so much into the Crucible. There.
Or like maybe like I don't know. I'm still one idea that I keep on going back to. I brought it up briefly, but like I think if they somehow like I don't know, it wouldn't be as much wiggle room because like choices matter and whatnot. But to be fair, your choices always limitedly mattered, first place. But like. I'm still headstrong about this. Make a prequel where the humans are fighting the Turians. It doesn't even have to be a role-playing game if you don't want to be. You could like make a regular shooter or a role-playing game. There's so much potential, like by putting you. Like, am I the only one that thinks this is a good idea, or am
You
I?
can't make a prequel, Papa G.
Why not?
Yeah,
I have
freaking.
the high ground.
Fuck the high ground. High ground sucks.
What's the high ground? Oh yeah, tell Anakin that.
I don't get it. Like, can you explain the joke to me? I know that's a Star Wars.
You
joke.
underestimate my power.
Why would it be a bad thing to
Do you seriously not
Make
know
it-
this, Papa G? I mean,
No,
we're
I
trying
know
to have a
what you're
nerd talk with you. You're ruining it.
No, I know the reference. It just doesn't make any sense. Is what I'm saying. Your reference doesn't make any sense in context.
He lies.
Oh.
You speak heresy.
I'm sorry, but it's true. Your reference.
Nope, heresy.
It doesn't make a reference isn't funny if it doesn't make sense in context.
Yeah, and a
It
joke
makes
isn't funny
sense
if you have to
everyone
explain it.
except you.
Like, explain it to me then. Explain.
It's
how
over,
the-
Anakin. I have the high ground.
What's wrong with making a prequel to Mass Effect?
The prequels to Star Wars sucked big time.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but that's
Yes,
because George
and
Lucas can't
prequels-
write dialogue.
Yes, and prequels in general tend to suck because you already know what's happening. Or what's going to
Well,
happen. The only exception to that rule is Fate Zero.
like, yeah, exactly. That was a good. Well, at least according to you, it's a good prequel. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but it's like
Well, no, Fate Zero does it right. It understands, okay. This is going to be a tragedy. You're meant to go in knowing what's already going to happen.
Let me think. What are? Is that my phone somewhere? Yeah, here's my phone. I'm not looking this up online, but like I'm gonna try and look up what are the good prequels. Like what are good prequels? What are good prequels?
Oh, what are good ones?
Okay, I can't find many good ones, but like just because they're
Hey
the
Siri, what are
majority-
good prequels?
Here's what I found on the web for what are good prequels. Have a look.
Well, that barely took any time.
Okay, what does Siri say?
Well, there's Mallrats, Rise to the Planet of the Apes, X-Men First Class. Okay, I'll give it that one. Monster University, Star Trek 2009. Casino Royale, Batman Begins. Let's see, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and The Godfather Part 2. So it only found 10 good prequels, apparently.
Yeah, most of those aren't prequels. Most
Are
of
you,
those are prequels.
the Godfather 2 is.
Wait, is it a prequel?
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
prequel.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Shows
that.
how the Godfather becomes a Godfather and how the Godfather's son are Godfather's life and Godfather's son are kind of similar.
Okay. But anyway, like just because 90% of like prequels are bad doesn't mean like you can't make a good one.
Therefore, all of them are bad. Shush.
No, like 90% of everything period is bad. Doesn't mean there aren't going to be some good ones here or there. In like what I mean, I'm speaking about art in general. So like, what's your aversion to just making prequels period imprecise, Dolphin? Is it just because of the Star Wars prequels?
That is one reason. Also, the fact it's really hard to do them well unless you follow some very specific rules.
Yeah, but like yeah. Other than that, I don't know what EA could do to possibly win me back. I mean, I was never a fan of them. Like to be fair, to say win me
Okay.
back would imply
Say
I
you're
was
not going to put microtransactions in your games and actually mean it. I mean,
Like,
games that people don't expect microtransactions to be in, fine. You can still have FIFA, and all the other sports games will give you that, but besides that, don't put microtransactions in.
Here's the thing. I shouldn't have used the word like "win me back." Just to say "win me back" would imply that I was a fan of them in the first place. But, like I was never a fan of EA.
And yet you bought some of their games.
Well, you bought some of their games. You bought Titanfall 2.
Yeah, but I admitted I was a fan of EA before I left them.
Yeah, I used to
Well,
be a
I'm not
fan
a
of
fan of EA,
Xbox. Now I'm not.
Like I'm not like here's the thing. I'm not a fan of EA. I like some of the games that some of their developers made, and like to be fair, not so much anymore because barely any of them are making games. But I'm sure if I really look and squint, I'm sure there's one or two that are still being made.
Okay, let's get a
Like-
bit controversial here. What would Xbox have to do to win you back?
Oh, me?
Well, everyone. I mean, I used to be an Xbox
All right.
fan as well.
All right. One key thing. Stop putting all of your exclusive games on the Windows Store. Put them on Steam like normal people.
Very good.
But then you wouldn't own an X. Well, I guess I would win Microsoft. I guess okay, I can see what you're.
We buy your Windows software. You make plenty of money. You're done.
Yeah,
Um,
Windows alone already makes more than Xbox does.
I
Like,
still
here's the
I think
understand.
last I checked, it makes more in 6 months than Xbox does in the whole year.
Also, but like, I just want to say this really quick. I think, and like this is one thing I wanted to like. This is backtracking a tiny bit, but this is the point I really want to express. Like, I think saying things like, "Oh, like what can Microsoft do to win us back? What can EA do?" Blah blah. I think we're probably asking the wrong questions. I think we should be asking, what can the lower guys do, like the development companies? Because like I don't know, I guess it depends on
Leave.
developer to developer, but like.
Well, what could the developers do? I mean, they're stuck with EA.
Well, I guess you're right, but like what I'm trying to say is like a lot of people like say, "Oh, I'm a Sony fan because I like some of the exclusives they make." But it's what I have to say that is like, no, you're not a Sony fan. You're a fan of like Naughty Dog.
the
Or you're a
developers.
fan of
The developers
Santa
are
Monica.
controlled
Or you're
by
a fan
them,
of
though.
that. It's like, as far as I know, all Sony does is sign the checks and tells them to work in certain guidelines.
Yeah, but they're owned by Sony, though. It's actually one of the reasons I liked Assassin's Creed 4. It takes place in a modern-day subsidiary of Abstergo, a video game company that's been ordered around by its evil corporate overlords and is powerless to do anything. I mean, it's, oh, write what you know, right?
My point is, what I'm
that.
trying to say is like and I always find it weird like that we say like why are we fans of like why are people fans of big corporations like EA?
Well,
and
you make
Sony
it
and
sound like
whatnot?
I am. I hate corporations.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because people are irrational. They act on emotion. I've told you this.
Well, yeah,
It's like asking why are
I
people Apple fans?
just realized I kind of answered my own question because I was just trying to say what could any of them do to win us back, but then I realized, well, they could make pro-consumer decisions. I said a lot of
Mhm.
stupid shit in this podcast. I'm sorry, guys.
It's what happens in all of our podcasts. It's fine.
It's like now that I'm thinking about it, I realize what I'm saying is stupid, but like in the heat of the moment, I didn't realize that. You know what I mean?
No.
Anyway,
Anyway, how about we talk about No Man's Sky? You know, that just got a recent update.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. I noticed beforehand that you were playing it a little bit before we started this
Yeah.
stream.
I still am.
Yeah. And now, according
Okay.
to Papa G's favorite YouTuber, it's getting better.
Who's my favorite YouTuber? Are you talking about
Clean Prince
Gaming?
Gaming.
I hate that guy.
Keep laughing
Sorry,
like that,
sorry.
I swear to God.
What? What do you say, Lethality? I'm sorry.
Huh?
He was commenting on your laughter.
Okay.
You keep laughing at that, I swear to God.
I just want it to sound weird or something. But yeah, I
Yeah,
heard No
Because
Man's
PUBG
Sky
isn't just dying, it's being murdered.
Finally.
like that's what he does for like every video game, console or anything that's slightly declining for sales. I think he said like what video was it? I swear to God, like he probably has like 5 different YouTube thumbnails and just copies and pastes them, except he replaces 1 or 2 words for each one.
Well, come on, everyone has YouTube thumbnail templates, so do I.
You know, I know, but like I swear to God, he has like 3 or 5, and only those 3 or 5. Look up how many times he says it didn't just die; it was murdered or whatnot. Like, if you looked up how many times, you're gonna probably have a whole. It's just kind of ridiculous to me because it's like particularly clickbaity and just like. It's like, how am I supposed to take yours like seriously when you only have like when every time it's like it was murdered, it was murdered, it was murdered. It's like asking me to take random NPCs seriously when all they do is like repeat the last thing they're programmed to over and over again.
Oh, wow, this is interesting.
But
Well, I've gone to his channel, I've typed in "it was murdered."
yeah,
Let's see what all other things I'm seeing now. Let's
And
see
then you
what-
found a compilation.
Oh yeah, I definitely should make a compilation out of this one. Clean Prince Gaming, his views aren't going down, they're being murdered.
it would be funny if it,
PUBG is
funny-
dying.
it would be funny if you made a video like Patreon is killing Clean Prince Gaming. Why won't it give me more money?
Okay, for the titles we got, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Well, we got PUBG Isn't Just Dying, it's being buried alive, so I'll count that. 14. The game Fortnite killed, so that's 15. Wow.
Oh yeah,
15
oh yeah. The
videos.
most stupid, oh yeah, his stupidest videos ever was Fortnite is killing gaming, and his videos are is stupid. His, oh my god, it's so retarded. It's the worst video I've ever seen. His arguments in those videos are literally since Fortnite is doing some pro-consumer or smart things, it's making
being
other
murdered.
games like PUBG look bad and less killing them. And I'm like, how is that fucking Fortnite's fault, dude? How is that Fortnite's fault that Fortnite is making smart decisions and thus is causing some people to leave those other games, you know?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
we can see it now, everyone. Papa G's composure isn't just dying, it's being murdered.
Well, you keep bringing the goober up, so I keep talking about him. I'll stop
Call him
talking
a
about him
goober?
because- Yeah, I'll call him a fucking goofy goober. That's what he is, a goofy goober. I can't take I can't take him seriously because he has the most, like, I really hate using this word because it's so overused, but he has the
Literally?
most,
Oh,
no, yeah, literally, the most pretentious editing I've ever seen. He'll use, I hate talking about this over and over again because I've said this in different podcasts. This will be my last time I talk about this. I swear to God, guys. But he oftentimes in transitions, he'll bring up like a clip from Family Guy or The Simpsons or some other comedy or whatnot, but we'll play it in black and white and with the audio turned down, like it's an old-fashioned show. And he'll just play it, and then he'll just get back to talking about his subject, and it's so tonally weird because every time that happens, I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Like literally, watch any of his videos, and I'm sure you'll find that transition.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, lethality. Now, do you understand why I'm getting annoyed? I am annoyed at this guy at all?
oh yeah, sure.
My other problem is and this is gonna sound petty, but my other problem is that he's popular, and you may be saying oh Luke, so people like him. What's wrong with that? Well, my problem is he promotes himself as a smart, high intellectual YouTube critic / journalist. So, and if other people
Wait, so what you're telling me is that he's portraying himself as Jim Sterling?
No, Jim Sterling at least every once in a while says something smart. He never says anything smart.
On once every blue moon, he says something mildly coherent.
But the thing is, my problem with it is that if people see people like Clean Prince Gaming and how good they're doing, they might think, oh, I should make YouTube channels like Clean Prince Gaming.
Well, they already
then
do. It's
before
called Downward Thrust.
Yeah, it's already starting to spread with downward thrust. And before you know it, someone else will spawn. And before you know it, YouTube will just be full of these goofy goobers who all they do is say pretentious shit, high value words, but are really just meaningless fluff. And YouTube and any hope of criticism will be fucking dead. Okay?
Don't
So
over dramatize it, Papa G.
Am I over dramatizing it? 'Cause
Yeah,
look at
calm down,
CinemaSins-
Rice Gum.
Look at CinemaSins and their 1,000,002 copycats.
Gaming
Cinema-
Sins is pretty good.
No, it's not. Not really. Not in my opinion, at least.
Well, your opinion's wrong.
No, really. I mean, like in Mass Effect 3, where they pointed out you can just walk straight towards the Harbinger very slowly and you won't get hit. I thought that was funny.
I guess, but it's here's the problem with CinemaSins and Gaming Sins and all the 1,000,002 other copy cats.
Anime sins.
They like to. The problem with them is CinemaSins themselves have said this. They like to say they're critics, but also comedians and whatnot. But apparently they put in intentional mistakes and stuff. And every time someone will point out a mistake, they're like, oh no, that was just an intentional mistake because you like to pretend to be critics. So it's they're literally doing gymnastic loopholes to make it so you can't criticize them. You notice a mistake in their videos, oh, that was just on purpose, or whatnot, you know,
Idiot, that was just a
It's like their videos are such a mishmash of actual criticisms, jokes, purposeful mistakes and whatnot. That's hard to tell what's what, you know.
Mhm.
And I also think their format is just and also their format isn't very, it's kind of
And it's
annoying, in my
overused.
opinion. Yeah, so it's like the creators themselves have admitted to this, that they used to work for like a clickbaity website. I can't remember what it was called. But, they studied in YouTube analytics and whatnot, and like how to make a catchy thumbnail and YouTube title and whatnot. So you know what they're doing. Give them that.
Yep.
Okay, I'm sorry for doing that, but it feels good to rant about shit every once in a while.
It extends the podcast.
Yeah,
What
it's
do
in
you-
that dang monetization money. Wait, we're not monetized.
So, I don't know. Do you think I'm being unfair about Cinema Sin's lethality?
No, I just watch them for the comedy.
Mm,
Fair enough.
that's what we need
I
to do.
rarely take people like that seriously.
Fair enough. My problem is, like, if you just watch them for the jokes, then that's fine. But like, my problem is like for people that take them seriously, it's like, what is like? Never mind. I already made my case. I won't make it again.
Mhm.
Maybe when this video is uploaded, I'll post a video that like goes into more detail than I ever could and much better job and stuff. But I don't know.
Mhm.
Feels good to rant every once in a while.
Yeah, well, get ready. Let's say, what would Ubisoft have to do to get you back?
So far, they're already doing good things.
Like
Yeah,
banning
well,
you from,
didn't they kick you out of Rainbow Six Siege, Lally?
Well, to be fair, that is a good
That's
thing.
not Ubisoft. That's the Siege team.
To be fair, that is an objectively good thing that they did. I wouldn't want lethality in my chat room. He's fucking an asshole.
What, just because he typed fag into the chat?
No, because I don't like his face. He's ugly.
Hey, ban him!
I
I
know
don't
this
think I've ever
because
seen Lethality's face.
No, I haven't, but like I'm sure he
We're
is.
keeping it that way.
Black, like he said he's part black, and black people on average are uglier than white people, so I'm sure he is ugly. And I just realized how racist that sounds. Oh my god.
Yeah, Prophet G said it, not me.
Guess what? You're done on the internet.
Yeah. But seriously,
That's
to
right,
To
though.
ban the guy just for saying fag, I mean, why do you have something against the British Ubisoft? Don't you
Yeah,
know
why
that's
do
a
you have
slang
something
term for
against-
cigarette in Britain?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and also I discovered this. You can say cracker, but you can't say nibba.
No.
So yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I missed that.
So I can see where their priorities lie.
Mhm.
For those who don't know, someone got banned for saying nibba. It really did.
Yeah, you can't ban for saying nibba, but you say cracker. Oh, it's fine because it's a white derogatory term.
Oh, they did get banned for saying nibba. You didn't know that?
No, I said cracker.
Oh, okay. Oh, you say cracker and you won't get banned.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you're gonna ban a few words, you might as well ban them all.
You just remove chat altogether.
Exactly. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, we have Discord. We'll just talk there.
Yeah.
Because they won't ban me for saying fag.
Yeah, I think that's kind of stupid. I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean,
Not-
there's shitty people online, but I don't know. Like, doing such strict bannings, I think is kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Such a
So,
world we live in.
So glad their priorities are straight.
And
Fair
because of
enough.
this world, now that we can't be mean to each other online, we just find out where the a-hole lives, and we just go to his house and be mean to him there. I mean,
Yeah.
great job, Ubisoft. Find out where the a-hole
So, anyway, let me think. I was gonna say what could BioWare do to win us back, but I just like very obviously
Nothing.
win us back.
Well, I mean, all the big people at BioWare you made the company great are already gone, so... okay, I
Make
just
good
got
games.
political there, but anyway, make BioWare great again. There, I said it.
Would it surprise you guys if BioWare ends up like whether this generation or next generation tries to release like the Mass Effect trilogy remastered and they somehow fuck that up too? That's
I wouldn't
surprising
buy
at
it.
I mean, it's already on PC, so what more
What
could they
I'm trying to
remaster?
say is, like, would it surprise you if, like, they released remastered editions of them and somehow, like, and like, all it was simple ports, yet somehow they fucked that up as well?
If they
That
did that,
surprise
I'd
you?
be so mad.
Because, like, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Hmm.
Sad to say.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, for Sony in general, I guess, for Sony to get my good side, just allow all Kingdom Hearts games to be released on the PC. I'd be happy then.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough.
I mean, they're all on the PS4 right now, fine, but I would like them on the
I'm
PC.
right here. What?
Speaking of which, I
No.
have a controversial opinion about
Oh,
Kingdom
yeah, I
Hearts.
did.
What? What are you saying?
Alright.
What are you saying, lethality? I'm sorry.
No, my brother's talking to me.
Oh, okay. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I love the game series. I think they're good, but the story is kind of shit, guys. Let's be honest. However, lethality has probably never played them, so he's.
Voice acting's terrible.
It's fan fiction on steroids. What more could you freaking want? It's even written like a fan fiction with nothing thought out ahead of time.
Yeah, but it's like tries to act like, by the time it likes to act like it's deep or something, and it's like,
First Kingdom Hearts game I've ever played was like Days something.
oh god,
Yeah.
that one.
I,
That was an interesting one.
all I remember was the only thing I remember was I really liked the gameplay, but I do remember the song. I still don't know. I don't know what it's called. I wish I knew what it was called.
If you want, I could find it out later for you. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the song name either. I'm sure if you look up like Kingdom Hearts
When you
theme.
walk away, you don't hear me say please. That's it. That's
Oh yeah,
all.
it's simple and clean. It's simple and clean. It's simple and I think
Simple and clean. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
That's one of the dumbest names for a song I think I've ever heard.
Well, blame them. I almost want to send you, Lethality, a 3-hour podcast I found, where a guy explains in great detail the lore and story of Kingdom Hearts, just to see like
You walk
what your
away,
reaction to
you
some of
don't
the
hear
shit that happens in the series is.
Hmm. Well, for me, trying to explain the lore of Kingdom Hearts to someone who's not familiar, it reminds me of that meme with a guy with a freaking whiteboard filled to the brim with all these charts and diagrams.
Pretty
Just,
much-
trying to
that's-
explain the
the
lore of
funny
Kingdom
part
Hearts.
The funny part is, it's in the podcast. He actually did have a whiteboard like that. He
Mm-hmm.
really fucking did in that podcast I was talking about. Yeah, it's called PCP University Kingdom Hearts Lecture. Look that up if you guys are interested.
That'll
Should
be
we
like
try-
explaining to a person why people use melee in Warhammer 40k.
Should we try to explain the dumbest part of Kingdom Hearts to Lethality? Or like,
Uh,
should we-
What is the dumbest part of Kingdom Hearts? I don't know.
I'm trying to think. What was the dumbest part? I need to think for a second. Oh yeah. Explaining the whole Sora's nobody and why he doesn't look like. Explaining Roxas and why he doesn't look like Sora. That's, I think, the funniest.
Hey, whoa. Papa G, we don't have 2 hours.
I can explain it quickly. Okay, guys, you ready for a lecture? We're gonna go through a lecture. Okay, Lethality, you ready? You're gonna be quizzed on this, okay? Are you ready, Lethality?
Hmm.
I'm wondering if we should do this on the podcast or if we should do this off air. What do you guys think? Should we do this on the podcast?
No, we could make an entire separate video, Papa G University. Papa
Yeah.
G Sensei is going to teach us something about video game lore.
Okay, so
Oh, now that's a good idea for possible video series.
Oh.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
should we do that now? It's like I kind of want, like, I would love to do a sort of similar thing, like to what that other podcast did, where they explain the lore of Kingdom Hearts, but like do it in like more
Mhm.
like smaller stuff, like not the whole
Yeah.
thing, just like certain aspects of it.
It's like a
Maybe I'll-
dolphin and a platypus sensei. We explain video game lore
Yeah.
and how massively complex it is.
You know what I'll do? I'll talk about a little bit of it on this podcast, and like I'll see what like his reaction is. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Should I do that? What do you think, Lethality? Are you interested, or do you rather not?
I don't even know what's going on.
Okay.
So
let
it's
me,
probably not gonna make any sense in the little time we have
I don't
left.
care. Like, I don't care if it's not making sense. I want to like fuck with Lethalty's mind because there's one way you want to make.
Yeah.
If there's one thing to,
That
one way
describes
to
this
make
entire
things-
podcast right here, everyone. We don't care if it makes sense or not.
Okay, so
Course.
Lethalty in the Kingdom Hearts universe, there is the heart, soul, and the body. Ignore the soul for right now, but there's a body and a heart.
All right.
And what sometimes happens is the heart and the body get separated from one another. And when that happens, when the heart is separated, a thing called a heartless forms, which is like these dark, evil creatures that you fight throughout the game. And like,
Okay.
and the body though, what happens to the body is what either happens is it either just goes nowhere, or if the original person had a really strong will or something, it starts to sort of act on its own and like form these white. Weird
It's like a
creatures
zombie,
called-
only it doesn't
yeah,
have a
white
heart.
weird creatures.
Just soul, apparently.
No body. But like then there's there's certain tiers. Like there's like people with really strong wills that become like these white zombie creatures called nobodies. But then there's another tier where there's people that have really, really, really strong wills and stuff, and those people like are humans, and they start looking like their original body and whatnot. But and like they have these cool powers and they're really awesome. But the downside is they don't feel anything, they don't have no emotions, blah blah blah. Which is retcons later on. It turns out that no, they really could eventually feel emotions if they gave it some time, but that was all part of the bad guy's secret plot to make 13 versions of himself. Yes, this is real.
Yeah, it gets
Okay.
weird.
That is literally
Yeah.
part of the plot. The main bad guy wants to make 13 versions of himself.
Why?
And if you're lost already, don't worry.
Well, he wants to make 13 versions of himself because, okay, it's part of this prophecy where it's like when 7 pure or like, okay, so the main bad guy, Xehanort, he's like a scientist and he wants to see what will happen, and like, or primarily like he wants to find Kingdom Hearts, not really for any goal or reason. He just wants to see what the fuck would happen. He's just fucking curious, and in order to form Kingdom Hearts, there's 2 ways to form Kingdom Hearts. I think like either one person who's pure good and pure light, and one person of pure darkness fights each other, and Kingdom Hearts will appear, or you get like 7 kind of light guys and 13 pretty much dark guys, and fight each other.
Yeah.
You get some white people, get some black people, then hey, we got it.
Uh-huh.
And like, so the one main guy decided, like, you know what, the best way to do this would just make 13 versions of myself through, somehow. How he does it, I don't know. It's never explained. All we know is that he can make 13 versions of himself.
Yeah, he's that much of a narcissist.
He's just good, guys. But anyway, so like, apparently at one point, I can't remember, I'm a little fuzzy on this detail, correct me if I'm wrong, Dolphin V, but at one point, he becomes a Heartless and he becomes a nobody, like his personality split in 2, and like, a whole other ball game happens, this is Heartless, but his nobody formed this thing called Organization 13, with the goal of giving the other members hearts so they can feel emotion, and blah 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 and whatnot. When really all along it was really just part of a scheme to make 13 of the bad guys.
What in the name of Christ is this?
It's
He just-
it's badly explained lore by a platypus.
It makes sense when you put it all together to a degree.
You're explaining this to me the best you can, and it still makes no sense.
Well, like I can. You want me to explain more of it? Like
No, I don't. My head hurts already. There's enough.
I'll explain one more thing, okay?
No, stop.
This is the last thing. I want to hurt your brain more. Okay.
You've
The last
done enough.
This is the last part. This is the last part. I just want to hurt your brain a tiny bit more. Sora also, the main character in the series, Sora, ends up getting a nobody due to some shit. But that also happens in the story. That's a whole other can of worms. What else happened?
Wow, you haven't
Oh,
even
yeah.
gotten to why does nobody look different yet. This is
Yeah,
so funny.
yeah, so he has a nobody and stuff, but his nobody looks completely and utterly different. Not completely and utterly, but pretty different from him. And You might be asking, why is it like that? Because like all
I think
the other...
Mori's asking, when is he gonna stop?
Just end it already.
I'll stop right
Dolphin,
after
here's the
this.
gun. Just put it in my head and just do it.
You know what? This is part one lethality. The rest is just gonna be on the test. You better be taking fucking notes.
This is part fucking one.
You know what? I think we should continue the rest of this in another podcast. We should bring lethality on,
Yeah.
maybe Sharky on, someone else on. We should, me, you, and you, Dolphin V. We should just like teach them the lore of Kingdom Hearts.
All right. You hear this? That's my gun being cocked. Stop.
Stop
Too
it.
bad.
Yeah, stop it, Papa G. He really
I'll
would do
stop.
it.
If I wanted to learn the lore, I would have asked a friend of mine who could explain it 20 times better than you.
I'm explaining it. I think I would explain it pretty well. That's the fucked up.
All I know is some random ass nigga decided to make like 17 versions of himself for the hell of it.
13 versions of himself.
I don't care. You see, the main problem is I did it for the hell of it.
Mm.
Well, he didn't do it for the hell of it. He did it so he could make Kingdom Hearts, and then
And why does he want to get Kingdom Hearts? Psh, I just want to see it.
yeah, he just wants
Yeah.
to see Kingdom Hearts and see what the fuck would happen. Like, the main overall message in Kingdom Hearts is think it's that science is stupid or is evil, because every bad guy that you come across in the series is either trying to find shit out, trying to figure shit how things work, and the good guys are just like, it just works, guys. It just works. Don't question it any further than that.
All scientists are douchebags, but that's the message of Kingdom Hearts. Fine.
Pretty much. I mean, like even in other Disney worlds, it's reinforced. Like in the Nightmare Before Christmas world, how did Sally come to exist? I don't know. It just happened. Don't question it.
Mhm.
I just realized that I'm probably saying sounds like a bunch of gibberish nonsense to literally everyone that's
Oh, you
listening.
only just realized that.
I realized that a while ago, but I even more realized it when I started trying about like the Nightmare Before Christmas. So, how's No Man's Sky lethality?
Fun.
Okay.
It's fun now.
Yeah, I just got it for like $30 or something.
So what do you think, Dolphin V? Should we do a Kingdom Hearts lecture at one point or another?
No more.
No, it'll be separate for the podcast. Don't worry.
Not right
I
now.
thought,
Not
I
today.
mean-
Final Fantasy was hard to understand.
Complex
much
lore with.
We'll do a much better job. We'll do it in a different podcast. So we'll do it next week, and in that week we'll go in order of the games released. So we'll make it simple, right?
No, just the game's released. God, how long is that series gonna go for? I mean, I might as well change my entire channel just to game lore. Game lore explained. Here's everything that happens, and here's my whiteboard. I mean, everyone has to see my ugly mug on screen anyway. They might as well see it that way.
So should we end the podcast here?
Yeah, let's do it before lethality really does blow his brains out.
Okay.
The gun is just right next to me. I can do it right fucking now.
Well, it's been fun. We'll see you next week with lethality when we explain the entirety of the lore, and we'll test them on it. Isn't that right, lethality?
Sure.
Sounds fun. Anyway, we probably won't, or maybe we will. Who knows? It depends on what kind of topics we have.
Yeah, so I'm Dolphin V. That's Papa G and Lethality. If you want to join the podcast, go to the About section of my channel, and you'll find the Discord link, and you can PM me to join. And if that's too much work for you, you clearly don't want to be on it that badly. So see you next time.
See you guys next time. Have a beautiful night. Bye-bye.